It's been 2 years since I've been here at the family estate. I've come back because of a rumor that everyone seems to have disappeared from the area. If they really have left, then I think I may know the reason. Apparently, a couple years ago, a piece of very expensive research went missing from my father's company. Just recently, there have been reports that he's become a prime suspect in the company's ongoing investigation into the case. Oddly enough, not even 24 hours after he's singled out, all his accounts are shut down and nobody can contact him or anybody else in the house. I don't want to think that Dad would steal from his own company, but from the looks of things, that could be the case.
Okay, so this is House of Velez, a very interesting video I saw online, and it kind of made me want to check this out. So that's all there really is to say about this. I don't know much about it other than the creator really takes his time, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So let's get started. This game does not have an autosave feature. Be sure to save your progress via pause menu whenever you can. Okay?
It's been 2 years since I've been here at the family estate. I've come back because of a rumor that everyone seems to have disappeared from the area. If they really have left, then I think I may know the reason. Apparently, a couple years ago, a piece of very expensive research went missing from my father's company. Just recently, there have been reports that he's become a prime suspect in the company's ongoing investigation into the case. Oddly enough, not even 24 hours after he's singled out, all his accounts are shut down and nobody can contact him or anybody else in the house. I don't want to think that Dad would steal from his own company, but from the looks of things, that could be the case.
Lily's journal doubles as a pause menu, meaning it can only be accessed when Lily's not in immediate danger. Okay. Alright, so one thing of note from the video I watched, I learned that this actually is a controller-only game. Other than the menu, I don't think you can use the mouse for really anything. And everything otherwise is controller-based, as far as control and movement is concerned. So, I'm using a PlayStation 4.
Dad started to get a bit extreme when it came to security. The front door key alone won't be enough to get inside. I'll need to use the fingerprint scanner on the door panel as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any power running through the house right now. There's an emergency backup generator in the cellar around back, though.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm using a PlayStation 4 controller on this, and it seems to be working okay. Although it's kind of janky in a weird way, because it's 2D. It's all rendered in 3D, but it's not. But it's like only 2D perspective. Yeah. Okay. So that's all. I'm just trying to follow through on everything. So it looks like obviously this was made with the expectation of using an Xbox controller, because nothing's conjugated. But that's okay. A lot of games are like that. Is there anything here? Okay, I don't think this is going to be like Resident Evil, where you can just kind of just poke around things and you're like, oh, where's this? Where's that? Assorted vintage wines. I always wanted to crack one open. I always wanted to crack open one of these bad boys and party up for a night. I guess people do that. I don't drink. There's a generator. The generator is linked to a series of small generators beyond that wall. It appears to still have some gas in it. Activate the backup generator? I guess. Alright, how does this work? Okay, so I just keep doing this until it finally... Okay.
I wanted to get here on the off chance that Dad did actually do something crazy and skip town. If there is anything to find, I want to be the one to find it before the police get here and start taping up the area and calling it a potential crime scene. The lawyers are saying the company will end up taking the house and the property if Dad's found guilty. Seeing that they funded the construction of the estate when my great-grandpa founded the company, they wouldn't be outside their rights to do so. And by taking off like this, Dad has just about proven his own guilt. With any luck, I'll be able to find some clue on their whereabouts while I'm here.
Sure. I don't know if anything she said is accurate. I'm not going to pretend to know. I never liked anything tossed over here down here. It always looked creepy. What's that down there? An old water heater. I'm surprised Dad never got around to tossing this old thing. Whatever. I really wish it could run. I'm going to get a little cinematic Resident Evil bit here. This game is just more weird than anything else so far. Also, this game's not in full screen. I don't know if there probably is a way, but I'm not gonna kill myself for that. Alright, let's see.
Look at that. Home sweet home. I remember when things started to change. It was a little over 2 years ago, just before I left here. Dad and his team led an expedition to the Antarctic. They came across a relic encased in a glacier. It wasn't what they'd set out for, but it was what they found. Dad became obsessed with the find and its origins. I have a feeling he may have actually smuggled it out of the lab and back here to the estate. At one point, he became a shut-in and wouldn't allow anyone inside his study. I'm willing to bet that if he did steal that artifact, the proof is going to be upstairs, there in his study.
No zoom in, huh? Okay. It took weeks to do, but I mustered the courage to enter the cold halls that have been kept hidden beneath the floors of our home all these years. As I explored, I could swear distant screams echoed beyond the darkness. I know it's just anxiety and my mind playing tricks on me, but even still, it only served to deepen my already irrational fear of this place. There doesn't seem to be any working electricity in the area, which certainly made the trip feel that much longer. Just as I was reaching my wit's end, I made an incredible discovery. My father's black journal, the one he kept on his person at all times. As I write, my mind is reeling. I will spend the night covering this, from front to back. I don't know why I was reading so dramatically. But I did. Alright, okay. You can't say anything about any of this stuff. Oh, another journal, huh? It took weeks to do, but I mustered the courage to enter the cold halls that have been... Wait a minute, didn't I just read this one? Yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, let's try again. While rearranging some of the things in the study, last night I discovered a part of the house I've never seen before. Here in the study, behind a bookcase, there is an entrance to what appears to be another level to the house. The area is cold, and I can't imagine what purpose I might have been. What it might. Man, I was doing so good too. I can't imagine what purpose it might have served. It's slightly unnerving that I was never informed of this part of the property. I will have to look into the company records and find out just what this was designed for. Who started this fire? Somebody must have been here, but why wasn't the power on? Well, you know, some people like to live a minimalist style, like the old ways. Trust me, I know how that feels. Definitely don't miss the awkward dinner sitting here at this big A table. I prefer the more practical size of the table in my apartment. I could agree with that, actually. I'm not going to falter on that one. Is there a map or something? Because I just feel like I'm going all over the place. Never did take a look. Yeah, I don't think there is one. Is this an old washing machine? I can't believe this mangle is still here. The maid liked to keep things old school in her kitchen. Or is it dishwasher? Or is it... No, I think whatever. The super old stove is still here too. Just another example of the maid's rustic tastes. Okay. Whose bedroom is this? The maid's bed. Doesn't look like she's been here for a while. I'd be a little surprised. The mirror has been spray paint over. Why would someone do that? Some creature that lives in the mirrors? Yeah, okay. What's this person have to say this time? I have read halfway into the journal of my father. The things detailed in his writings are disturbing. The further I read, the more impossible the words become. I expected to finish this in one sitting, but there's simply too much for me to process all at once. From what I can gather, it all seems to begin and end with an artifact, with a passion that descends into madness and paranoia. I now know the purpose of the spaces below the estate as well. The missing company records were found tucked between the withered pages of his journal. That area was built after the discovery of the artifact. It was built to contain what he has only referred to as them. What I have discovered explains so many things I have been kept wondering about for so many years. For better or worse, I shall continue my reading tomorrow. I do not know why I feel the need to read that way. If anyone asks, like, what are you reading this for? I'm like, I don't know. I really have no honest clue. Wait, is that all? It can't be all that's up here. Seriously? One room? Is there another passage down this way? Apparently not. Huh. Okay, what do I know? Alright. Alright, now we're outside again. I remember one winter when we had a duck get I remember one winter when we had a duck get frozen in the water here in the bird bath. We got him out and named him Roger. We took care of him for the whole winter. That's cute. Wait, what? This old tree has been here for as long as I can remember. When Mom and Dad were still dating, Dad had a bunch of lilies shipped here and planted beneath the trees because he knew they were her favorites. She says she fell in love with him right here, and it's where they got the idea for my name. Okay. Alright then, Lily. Alright, let's go up the stairs. Okay, so I guess this is where all the bedrooms are or whatever. The painting was brought to the estate when I was 5 years old. Dad was really excited when it came in. I can't tell what it is. Another work of art. This one arrived at the estate 12 years ago. Dad paid $600,000 for it. He got ripped off. Beyond these doors, the story truly begins. There's no turning back. Proceeds no. Let's check out the other doors real quick. I think it's interesting they let you know. Oh, by the way, this is when the game actually starts. But if you really want to read up on the lore and all that, apparently this game's incredibly questionable in terms of content. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Never was a fan of one of those. People all here look terrified. Now, I don't think it's pornographic or anything. The painting always reminded me of a doll that Nanny kept in her room. I liked it so much, I actually tried to make myself up to look like it for Halloween of '78. I don't think it's supposed to be anything pornographic or anything like that, but from what I understand, this is a very mature game, but we'll see where it goes. We will see. Is this her bedroom? The closet's empty. Not to break the fourth wall or anything, but depending on how this little trip goes, maybe the closet will fill with some of my old clothes again. cute. Eh, it's an NES. Wouldn't it be more
Holy cow, my old Shinkendo! I haven't seen this thing since I left. 1988 is truly the future of entertainment.
Shintendo? Really? Why not? Pingo. Sure, why not? Okay, this is Atari 5200 era, not NES. So I'm just playing Breakout here. But with better music, I guess. This is not even a very good version of Breakout. Let me at least get through the first stage. That's all I'm asking for. What the? Yeah.
Ooh, you gonna get it?
Enough! How do I get out of this? Thank you. Nintendo. The only few things I miss about living here, my bed. My bed back at home has nothing on this one. Not a single lump in this thing. Remake. Yeah, in case you don't know, I guess that's an update. This came from a later update. There actually is supposed to be a remake of this game, supposedly in the works. But like I said, this guy apparently takes his time. I don't know if he's a single-man crew or whatever. And you know what? I'm not a video game designer, so what do I know? Bathroom with 2 doors. Spots of blood line the inside of the tub. It looks like someone was trying to clean a wound here. There's blood on the counter, and the mirror has been cracked. Looks like it was hit by somebody. Okay. My mom and dad's bed. I would always sneak in here with the nanny who was always asleep, and they were away to sleep here when there was a bad storm. Something about it felt safer than my own bed. TV has been left on. Should I turn it off? Well, I don't want to kill the generator. I don't know why that would matter, but okay. And a bunch of PNG stuff. Good lord, I can't believe I used to love these things, though. Seems like the older you get, the creepier dolls become. I grew up in the 90s, so yeah. Ah, the old dollhouse. Dad actually built this for me when I was 4, and we spent an entire afternoon painting it. Loads of good times stored in this tiny house. I know the feeling of that too. My first bed, gee, hard to believe I used to fit in that thing. Yep. So I guess that's the nanny's room. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. So, let's go continue the story. I do like the music, though. Very atmospheric. Alright, let's get this story on the road.
What in the world?
This actually covers various languages of the world. Dad, it's Dad's desk. Wait, what is that? Is that cocaine? What the hell? Dad never had a drug problem, at least not that I knew of. Oh, is it still? I thought she collected it for a second, but then let me know. Okay then, let's go check this thing out. Is this a fire pole? Oh, okay, it's just a torch.
The artifact. But what the hell is this thing? Talk about your weird science. I'm glad I left when I did. I don't know what you got yourself into, Dad. I just hope this thing will be enough to save our home. Christ!
Yeah, that would be a little weird.
What happened? What the fuck?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. Must be really cheap change.
I hope there's nothing missing. I don't feel any different.
Well, at least the guy wasn't a perv or anything. Complete perv.
Who could have done this? The house was locked. There couldn't have been anyone else inside.
Oh, I can run now. Great.
What the? Ugh.
This is definitely weird. Burned skin. I'm like in some sort of like... Huh. Okay, this is kind of weird. Am I like some sort of like deep web red room crap? Looks like my old gramophone. What is it doing here? Uh-oh.
Oh shit, someone's coming.
About to say, what was going on there? Yeah, it wasn't letting me move. Come on. Oh, that's a nice feature.
Oh, Lily. Daddy's home. You've been a bad girl, Lily. How many times have I told you to stay out of my study? Lily! I know you can hear me. Don't you hide from me. Why don't you come out like a good girl and take what you've got coming to you? Or perhaps you'd like to keep playing your little games until they find you. No? Fine. Have it your way then, my little Lily. When they find you, they're going to rip you apart.
Dad.
Oh, jeez. Whoa. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button on that one. Okay. Whoa. That'll do it. Thanks. Okay. Now I know. Okay. Yeah, I was prepared for you this time.
I feel like I'm losing my goddamn mind. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here.
Yeah, I wouldn't stick around either. Okay. Heart rate suppression guide. Just as Father's journal said, they have, with a capital A for some reason, come first the mark appeared. First the mark appeared. Have come. First the mark appeared. As they soon fall. I was foolish to have ignored his warnings. He was right to cast the artifact into the sea, and to disappear along with it. He only wanted to protect us from what he found. Perhaps I just too much like him. Is this intentionally bad? I hope it is. Perhaps by following his research, I have managed to avoid their grasp. But I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Fathers, for so long, with each passing sleepless night and every line I do to keep awake, the less I'm able to maintain control. The measles spasms are becoming worse, and my head has become a haze. Even maintaining this journal is becoming nearly impossible. I can't focus anymore. The next time that hooded monstrosity comes near, I may not be able to keep myself in check. Self-reminder that I am becoming too far gone knowing what I'm doing. Heart rate suppression, crouch. Okay, let's just do that real quick. Just so I can say I tried it. Okay, so... And then left trigger, circle. Oh, okay, this is, okay, so then right trigger. Okay, alright, I think I get it. The clock seems to have stopped at 3:55. Eight. Okay, a strangely grotesque picture depicting a safe of an old-timey radio. And an old-timey radio. And talk about your absurdist art. 875, huh? 8075. So what puzzle will this be the riddle to? Alright, what do we have to read here? The journal is complete. The man was truly insane. He speaks of summoning beings from another plane, and countless human sacrifices and fruitless attempts to appease these beings, spanning hundreds of years. In order to properly summarize his twisted story, I must start from the beginning, although I will not be able to fully cover my findings in every single entry. My father's team began excavating a site deep into Mexico back in the 1960s. It was there they discovered the remains of the Mayan civilization. They also discovered a tomb that contained the remains of a single person encased in a coffin made of solid gold. The entire area was covered in markings that translate to warnings of a deadly curse, and the word Hunahulu, I'm sorry for butchering that, appears in many places. Upon opening the gold coffin and removing the person inside, they made yet another discovery, a small glass-like orb resting inside the chest cavity of the mummy. A separate team looked into the orb for further research. However, a week later, the same team was discovered seemingly torn to pieces and strewn across their lab. Reports say a janitor reported a grisly scene. Chains and organs covered the entire area. Only random body parts were found. Most notably, no head was ever found. There were no signs of forced entry, and the clock read inside the lab were all stopped at 3:55 p.m. Even with all these details, the case went unsolved, and research for the orb was eventually passed to my father's team when the facility reopened. The following is a quote directly from his own hand. They are words I simply cannot shake from my mind after reading. The hour is late, and I cannot resist the urge to stare into the deep void-like surface. Time passes, and yet I have no recollection. I was just staring, continued to stare, and then it happened. Just as the old one said. I could see it happen. Okay, I can see it that something inside was staring back. He goes on explaining the appearance of what he says the Mayan referred to as the mark. An object that symbolized the presence of them. The ones who came upon being called and leave only after taking what is theirs. The ones that come upon being called and leaving only after taking what is theirs. It is getting early and my eyes are becoming heavy. I will continue documentation of my findings tomorrow. Okay.
What is that?
I leave not what you want. Leave north. I want your ski. I want your ski. Come play. I'm. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's me, right? Why is this mannequin wearing my clothes? Looking at me makes me feel like it has something clenched in its fist, but I can't pry it free. Okay.
Uh-oh.
The object in my hand was it's a set of lockpicks. Take the lockpick. Open basic locks. Great. Never left feeling peel away. Yeah, so I don't know. Okay. Rotate the pick with right stick and apply pressure on the lock and pressing up with the L stick. Okay, buddy, you have no idea how lockpicking actually works. I mean, to be fair, Fallout and all the other ones are wrong too, but... The walls, they're following me. Are they? They don't look like it, but okay.
Shit, not again. It's that mannequin. Is the light keeping it from moving? I can't be near that thing when they go back out. I better get past it quick.
Uh-oh.
On your skin.
the Headless Horseman, huh? I don't... Then how is it... coat being... the cloth, you know, staying up like there's a head there if there's actually no head or anything to keep it... I don't know. Whatever.
I better get past it quick.
Okay, let's wait a little while, have some fun. Oh, come on. Okay, what was it? 8075, right? Oops. Yeah, it's the other way around. Yep.
Discipline was key, and failure slumbered with death. It was a different time. It was a military time. In these turbulent moments, we must look to the time of our forefathers for guidance. Discipline was key, and failure slumbered with death. It was a different time. It was a military time.
Yeah, that was kind of an obvious one.
In these turbulent moments, we must look to the time of our forefathers for guidance. Discipline was key.
Baby doll
and
head.
failure
Unsettling sculpture of the
slumbered
infinite.
with death.
Yeah.
It
Lily. Lily. I know you're here. Don't you want to play with me?
What the?
Never leaving.
Oh, come on. I guess I could probably... Ugh. Oh my god.
I'm on your skin.
Very, grotesque indeed. Okay. But yeah, to me that was a pretty obvious puzzle. It's military time. Different time, military time. Yeah, what else could it be? Yeah, that was a pretty obvious puzzle. Oops. Shoot! No. Yeah, let's try that again. Alright. Fortunately, I know military time pretty well, so... This was a pretty easy one for me.
Lily. I know you're here. Don't you want to play with me?
Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Oops, come on. These controls are weird. Even with a PlayStation controller. Oops. Again, back to that. Huh? Oh. Oh my god. Okay, I did not expect that. How many deaths are in this game? There's gotta be there's no, I don't think there's any achievements are in this game, but I did not expect that. I just figured, oh, I can't open it. At least I know, maybe it was kind of worth getting it wrong. Just so I can see, like, a missing thing here.
Don't you want to play with me?
your skin. I want your skin.
Oh, come on. Get lost.
I want your skin. I want your skin.
Oh, sure, that was my bad. Whoa. Ow. Huh. Okay, I got another game over to choose from. Keep moving.
I want your skin. I want your
You can't leave. I haven't shown you my dice yet. Contemplated this night. Come on, Lily. Move.
Yeah, it's all changing numbers, and now I'm losing my clothes. Oh.
There you are, my dear. No! I've been looking for you. I was beginning to think I had run out of options.
Okay, move on, please.
And just when I lose all hope, you show back up, like a beacon in the night, signifying my freedom from this place, this hell. You have no idea how much you mean to
I
me,
don't care to find out.
my sweet.
In fact, it's kind of creepy.
This is it, Lily. This is my freedom.
It's still stuck in your body, you know that, right?
here. You have to die.
I would say take the machete, but...
Dad. I have to get out of here.
Yeah, you do. So I know what to do here. The head is missing. Use the baby head doll. Okay, there's not really an inventory system in this game, so... To be fair, I've never seen that before.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'd be creeped out too. Do you really want to free your father and join this?
Dad. Why? I just want to wake up. I just want to go home.
To be fair, that is a legitimate reason to crack, you know, seeing all that. I mean, it's not like the most I've seen in a video game and even a psychological horror, but still. That'd be a lot for most people to take. What's this? We're gonna have one. Other than blurring, okay, it's pretty much completely white. Okay, now it's completely white. Can we move on? End of part 1. Wait. No way. We're done? That's the whole game? Okay. So, I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. I don't think I'm going to make a video on it, at least not right now. But there is a part 2. And as you probably guess, it says part 1 right there. And it says that on the Steam page as well, in case you're curious. And part 2, I want to make something of note. Part 2 is not something you just find willy-nilly, and the reason why is because it's in the DLC section, which is fine, there's nothing unusual about that. But unlike part 1, it's in the adult-only section. And you're not, and if you're like me and you just keep the adult-only stuff off, you're not going to see it, except in the actual game page in the Steam launcher. The fact that he felt the need to put it adult-only section is concerning, so that's the reason why I'm questioning whether or not I'll make a video on it. But, as of now, that's all this game has to offer, it seems, which is, I'm still kind of blown away with how short this was. Anyway, we're just gonna leave it at that. Later.